Am I the asshole for refusing my future sister-in-law's request to dye my hair for my brother's wedding? My future sil Liz has turned into a bridezilla and is going to war with everyone over every stupid thing. My natural color is red. I love my hair. Liz is a blonde but she loves to have red hair, and in fact ever since meeting me she's been dyeing her hair almost exactly my color. I don't mind. I think it's weird that she does it, but I don't have a monopoly over this particular shade of red and she's free to do with her hair whatever she wants. Well, she asked me this week that I should dye my hair to a different color because she wants her hair to be unique in her wedding. She offered to cover all the costs as well. I just said no because it's my hair. I don't want it changed. I told my brother and he told me to do whatever I want because it's my hair. He said he'll talk to Liz to get her to back off. Well, it didn't work because Liz has come to my parents and they've taken her side. They say it's her special day and we need to be more accommodating and it's important for our future relationship that we get along. I believe I am accommodating. She can do whatever she wants with her own hair. How is my hair any of her business anyway? My parents tell me that I should be the bigger person. I don't know why an 18-year-old should be the bigger person compared to the 27-year-old Liz. They told me I'm making this minor issue into a big problem and I should just do what she wants because it's her wedding. Am I the asshole for not giving in? Absolutely not the asshole. Dyeing your hair plus color correction to get back to your natural color plus the amount of time it takes for your natural colored hair to grow out is a pain in the butt. Not the asshole if she wants to have original hair for her wedding. Maybe she should use her natural hair and not yours. It is absurd, rude and wrong to ask people in your wedding party to change their physical appearance for your wedding. There is no reason you should damage your hair for one day. Not the asshole. She can ask. You said no. Also, WTAF? She's something special. Edit. The "be the better person" is bullshit. Every single time. People who say that are trying to manipulate who they say it to. Not the asshole if this woman wanted unique hair. She should have picked a different color than the one naturally occurring in her future sil. Not the asshole if she wants unique hair for her wedding, then she can dye hers a different color. Not the asshole. Say okay and buy a blue or purple wig to wear. Am I the asshole for holding my son's college fund hostage? I, 48M, have a son that graduated this year from high school. We, my wife and I, started his college fund the minute we found out she was pregnant. Since we make good money, in the mid-six figures, his college fund currently has almost $400,000 in it. We have never told our son what to do with his life. We may have guided his decisions as any good parent should, but since he was still young we let him make his own decisions. We also never expected academic excellence or forced him into sports or artistic activities. Now that he graduated high school, he said that he did not want to go to college. We said as long as he was sure, he could whatever he wanted. He refused trade schools too. He also did not want to work with us in our business. He said that he planned to use his college fund to start a business of his own. I said that I will allow it only if he takes some business management, accounting and law classes in the nearby community college. I said that I would pay them out of pocket and not from the fund. And then I would expect a well-made business plan before I would give him the money. My wife agrees 100%. But he called us Oz for holding his college fund hostage to make him do what we want. We think we are just doing our best to make sure that his business succeeds. So am I the asshole? I'll probably get downvoted, but not the asshole. You're not holding it hostage for any selfish reason. You're trying to help him get and stay on a good track on life. You even offered to pay for the classes out of pocket and not from the college fund. You're trying to support him, but you're also trying to stay realistic and make sure he knows what he's doing, so he doesn't make a $400,000 mistake. Edit. Wow. Guess I wasn't downvoted. LMAO. Thank you so much for the awards. Smiling face. Smiling face. Edit 2. This is the most upvotes and awards I've gotten. Thank you everyone. Smiling face with hearts. Not the asshole. It is not his college fund. It is parents' money saved for his future. Already, you are being very open-minded to not mandate college. The classes seems a bare minimum safety before handing a teenager almost $500,000. I think even after the classes, I would treat the fund as an investor. That only provides part of the funding, until the business meets certain benchmarks and then releases more funds. Not the asshole. You offered to pay for the course, not make him pay for it himself. Who doesn't want to take a course in running a business if they intend to start running a business? Not the asshole. It's a college fund, not a fucking around and having fun fund. You asked him to show proof he understands what he is doing with his so-called business. Let him get a job and learn some responsibility before giving him $400K. Not the asshole. Business lesson number 1. If you refuse a good offer because you don't want to do something, you don't have a business building mindset. Not the asshole. You're doing what parents are supposed to do. Look out for the best interest of their child. You can give him the $400,000 after high school, or you can give him a giant bag of meth. The outcome will be the same, it'll destroy him. He needs to get some real-world experience, and the way you were approaching it is actually the ideal situation. Great job. Let him be mad, let him out, let him run away from home, but don't give him the money. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my husband money to go on the trip that his friend excluded me from? My F-35 husband M33 has a friend M32, Austin, that he's known from college. They're like brothers, and together they extended their friend group. Now the group has over 7 guys who hang out together all the time. Austin and I don't get along. He seems to be mocking my infertility and brings it up occasionally. It hurts because I've always wanted children, and for him to make it a constant topic of conversation hurts. My husband thinks it's just me being hypersensitive. Anyway, about a month ago, Austin and I got into a fight after he commented on my infertility by saying that I should hurry up and give him a nephew, niece, because my biological clock is ticking. We were planning on going to a trip together, but Austin disinvited me because I yelled at him for what he said and ruined his dinner. I said I was perfectly okay with that. In fact, I felt so much relief I no longer had to be around him anymore. My husband for the first time was okay with me being away from Austin, but said he still wants to go on that trip. I said nothing till he told me he still expects me to pay for his travel expenses. I refused and said he was on his own. He started an argument about how I'm doing this to punish him for not staying home with me, and told me that my issue was with Austin, not him. I told him he could go get the money elsewhere, but he's unable to borrow any more money and add to his debts after he got fired in May. He insisted and I refused. He started calling me spiteful and unfair to refuse to pay for his travel expenses as an attempt to get him to stay home with me. He said his relationship with Austin is bigger than just few comments Austin made and bigger than my exaggerated sensitivity and insecurity. Now he's sulking until I cave in and give him the money. Am I the asshole for insisting on not paying? Not the asshole. I'd consider leaving my partner over crap like that. I'm sure you have other stories here. P.S. Do not pay a dime for him. Not the asshole. Am I understanding this correctly? Your husband is unemployed, in debt to the point where he has no remaining credit, and he wants you to bankroll his vacay with someone who is an asshole to you. Wow. NTA. So your husband wants you to bankroll an unnecessary trip while he's unemployed with a friend who disrespects you. Why are you with him? Not the asshole. Sounds like you are supporting your husband as he pretends he's still a teenager. The least he could do is step in for you when his loser friend mocks your infertility? Who does that? Screw that guy and your husband for allowing someone he considers a brother to speak to his wife, or any loved one, like that. Let him go on his trip, and come back to his stuff on the street in a new lock. Info. Have you told him to stop with the comments before? How is your husband handling the infertility? Have you guys seen a doctor about the infertility to determine if there is a problem, and if so, where it is? Not the asshole. But there are some much deeper issues that are going on and need to be addressed. It is not okay for anyone to make light of your infertility, ever, and your husband should be solidly on your side for that. I don't want to be screaming divorce or anything, but you should strongly consider marriage counseling to address how you both handle the stress of infertility together, as well as set up some boundaries within your marriage as it relates to this friend. Am I the asshole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love? I, 27 female, am in a very stable relationship with my fiancé, 29 female, for around 4 years, and we are planning to get engaged eventually and then marry. My best friend Chrissy, fake name and also 27 female, has been with her own fiancé since they were 20. They only got engaged this year, and it was kinda weird how it took him so long to propose since he seemed to be financially stable and all. Throughout the years I asked Chrissy why her fiancé hadn't proposed yet, and she kept insisting it was not the right time, but she'd never say the reason why, just that it wasn't the right time. Eventually he proposed in the beginning of 2022, and they're planning their wedding for next year. They decided to plan their engagement party during summertime because due to busy schedules they couldn't do it earlier. So their engagement party was this past Saturday. And her fiancé made a speech dedicated to her and mentioned pretty much the reasons they didn't get engaged sooner, and I couldn't help but pity my friend. So the reasons were that he didn't have a stable job for the first few years of their relationship and only jumped from position to position from Walmart to Target etc. He hadn't finished his degree yet, so he had no higher education. He got his degree in 2019 and only then was he able to get a proper job. He bragged and also thanked Chrissy for never giving up on him and growing with him, and how they helped each other form their amazing personalities and achievements, and how no matter what the future holds he'll never forget etc. My fiancé and I felt some type of way about it. Some friends of mine and Chrissy agreed how Chrissy basically stayed with a broke man and waited for 7 years, and we don't think that's something praiseworthy but pity-worthy. As friends we decided to explain to her our perspective of how we think it was ridiculous that she had to almost reach 30 to move on with her life with that man when someone else could provide what she needed much sooner. Chrissy always said how she wanted marriage and kids, and it's sad she had to wait this long for this man to get his act together, and she didn't know her worth. She said she loves him and he's an amazing partner and wouldn't break up with him over his misfortunes, and what matters is that they love E.O. I told her it's dumb how she's marrying for love and not for stability, and how she's basically wasted herself for love, and how the first issue should be raised when he was working Walmart and Target back to back. She called us all materialistic and classist, and she said she doesn't care if she struggles financially as long as she struggles with the right person who will value her emotions and listen to her. She said we are miserable bitches who will find no happiness in life and are very shallow. Could we be tush for criticizing her this way? Reread your last paragraph. Chrissy nailed it. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Without a doubt. You and your friends are materialistic and classist. If Chrissy is happy, who are you to say she is dumb for making that choice? It sounds like she's found a good man who appreciates her love and care, and you just sound jealous for whatever reason. Yes, obviously you are the asshole. Chrissy did a great job of explaining why. Also, I can't get past the stupidity of the phrase, felt some type of way. Yeah, you are the asshole. Who cares what you and your other so-called friends think? It's her life and her choices. You are basically saying you think she should have dumped him and found someone with more money. Money doesn't buy happiness. I sure hope Chrissy realizes you aren't her friend and dumps you. You are the asshole. That doesn't sound like a pitiful speech that he made. Does he have his degree and a good job now? Did she want to be married at the very young age of 23? This isn't a Jane Austen novel where a woman is considered an old maid at 27. And 27 is not almost 30. Besides, 30 is pretty young. I'm on Team Chrissy. She has a good heart. 100% ta. People can't grow together anymore? Love is what matters in a relationship, marriage not money. You just degrade and disrespect her and then expect her to be fine with that? She is 100% in the right, and I agree with what she said to you guys. Y'all sound very shallow and she will be very happy.